After the third drowning of a child crossing the Peace Valley low-level bridge within the space of a year, Msunduzi Mayor Mzimkhulu Thebolla has called for the bridge to be permanently closed. And the mayor joins us now. Good evening, Mayor Thebolla, and Thebolla, and welcome to the program. Thank you for your time. You visited the Rashidi family, and that's where the poor mother shared details of how the tragedy happened. What is the little girl's name, and how's the family now in light of the fact that her body still hasn't been recovered?
The family is very devastated. We know it's very difficult for them because, look, to see your child being swept away is very difficult. Now, this lady was with her 8-year-old and a 2-month-old baby, and to see that 8-year-old being swept away, I know they are very devastated. It's very difficult for them. Yeah.
You have promised to not give up on the search for her. How are you ensuring that this happens?
Yes, together with the search and rescue unit of the SAPS and the community members. Since that day, yesterday and today, people have been out there trying to find the body. But remember, this is the same river and the same bridge where in April 3 people were swept away and only 2 were discovered. One was discovered very late. The other one is still missing even now. So, but we do have hope that as the water levels go down, we might be able to find the body at least. Of course, the child has not yet been confirmed to be late because only those competent people can say that. But for now, we just hope that we will find the child.
We're showing our viewers picture of that bridge, this low-level bridge that you talk about, and it's being used as a service bridge for Umgeni water, we understand. You're advising the community to rather use another bridge to cross the river. It's about 1 kilometer away.
Yes, because look, few years ago, when we realized that that bridge is very dangerous, people were actually crossing the river even without using the bridge. A footbridge was built there. It's just 1 kilometer away. Of course, it says it adds a few meters for people to walk on. For those who drive are advised to use the bridge that is there, which is very safe, which is a little bit further up the river. But the bridge that the people have chosen to use is just used for servicing the infrastructure of Umgeni water. The land adjacent to it is for the correctional services, the new prison. So there's actually no need for using that bridge except those who are authorized to go there. But what we advise, which we are going to be looking at in the municipality, because I know the misunderstanding was that I said it must be closed permanently. I said when we had the same problem on Grimthorpe and in Sobantu, that is Woodhouse Road, because we have the same bridge, but the difference is that the two I'm talking about are used by the communities. They are interlinking various communities, while this one is not interlinking any community but those services. Of course, people have decided to build around that area, which is illegal, but they're starting to use this bridge. I said, let us use what we are doing on Grimthorpe. On Grimthorpe, there is now a boom gate. Whenever the water levels rise, somebody goes and closes that road. So whoever that might be found to be using the bridge when the levels of water are high, then honestly you'll realize that they're doing that at their own risk. And my suggestion, which I'm also going to suggest to council, is that we find a similar way of ensuring that when the levels of water on that bridge go up, then we just close that bridge. Nobody's allowed to use it until we know that it is safe to use it. But the permanent solution is to move people from that area, because anyway, they were informed even before they started building houses that that is a floodplain. It's not suitable, not conducive for residential purposes. People were advised not to build homes there, but of course, we also know that people are disparate. They decided to build their houses there. But our advice is that they must never use that bridge until we find a permanent solution.
Because I was going to ask you, Mayor, you know, it seems to be a more convenient and practical option for the community there, and whether there were plans to build a bridge in that same location. But you're saying that, in fact, everyone who lives in that vicinity is living there against, you know, the advice of the municipality, and it is a high-risk area. And what you're sharing with us now is that those community members are going to be relocated?
During the April floods, we did have a discussion with them, and all of them agreed with us that, look, they agreed that they will be relocated. What we are busy doing now is look for a suitable piece of land, start profiling them, because there are some whom we might find that they will not qualify to get these low-cost houses. We'll have to find a way of how do we deal with those. But those who qualify will surely be relocated somewhere. There are two projects that we are pushing that we want to fast-track now. They are at the EIA level now, where those lands are being checked whether they are suitable for residential purposes. But immediately we get approval, we will be moving in and start to build houses for those people, because the same happened in 1996.
Yeah.
The same happened for the past 3 years now. We know every time it rains, even if it's not a heavy rain, but we know that they are at risk, because this river just gets full now out of no rain at all. So they need to be moved from that area.
I mean, look, and understandably so, you know, the desperate plight of people who are without shelter to do that. Some have criticized not only cities like yours, but others for allowing settlements to spring up in the first place, to manage them before it becomes a risk both to themselves and, you know, an issue, an obstacle that you need to deal with later on. But it leads me to my final question, Mayor. There are ongoing troubles in the city, in the municipality, which is under administration still. You've got ratepayers that are just at their wits' end over things like potholes, the refuse collection backlogs, the dirty parks. I actually did spend a few years living in Pietermaritzburg. My mom is still there. The deterioration is palpable, and it is palpable and has been even before the damaging riots from last year. When is the city going to get its act together?
Let me assure you and the people of Pietermaritzburg that Pietermaritzburg is not like it was yesterday. Of course, we acknowledge the challenges that we are dealing with currently, but one, I can assure you, before the end of 6 months, the city will be out of administration, because what we have done is to put in systems that now are making the city work, which was problematic previously. We have been able to fill in all the senior management positions. As it is now, we are collecting, we are meeting our deadlines in terms of waste collection. You will know, you are the witness. For the past 2.5 years now, there have been no fires at the New England Road landfill site. The MEC himself confirmed that if there were going to be any awards, Msunduzi now is running that landfill site better than anyone in the province currently. So I'm saying this is a city on the move. Of course, we still do have some challenges. In the main, financial challenges, which we are dealing with currently. We have developed plans. We are working together with the National Treasury in the main to make sure that we deal with the city finances, which now still remains a challenge. But we are working very hard to make sure that we change the city. And the promise we are making to the people of Pietermaritzburg is that Pietermaritzburg 2023 is going to be the better city. It's going to be where it's supposed to be, because this is one of the big cities, the second in the province.
Well, I do travel there to visit my mom, so I'll be able to see it firsthand. Mayor, thank you very much for your time this evening. That is the Msunduzi Mayor, Mayor Mzimkhulu Thebolla.